Developing the quality of hard working. We talked about learning how to fly yesterday. Going through the tough times, fighting through adversity, splitting the cocoon open so that you can fly. Today I'm going to tell you the story of the pump. Now this is a Zig Ziglar story. And I always try to give credit to the people that I know if they wrote the story, so that you know who wrote it in case you want to look them up and maybe do some research on them. Zig Ziglar was a great motivational speaker and a great philosopher. And Zig told the story of the pump. And he talks about Bernard Haygood and Jimmy Glenn were driving in South Alabama on a hot August day. And they were out of water, and they saw on the road there an old farmhouse, and next to it was a pump. And so they went over to that pump, and they started pumping it. Nothing. No water. And so what they did was, Jimmy told Bernard, he said, go down to that stream and get a bucket of water and bring it back up here, and we'll prime the pump. And they poured the water in, and of course water came flowing out. Here's the moral of the story. You got to prime the pump. If you want something to come out of your life, you got to put something in. Nothing comes out if you don't prime the pump. You get out of life what you put into life. You don't have a good life. You make it a good life. You begin by priming the pump. A farmer doesn't just go out there and say, come up corn. He got to till the garden. He's got to get rid of the weeds. He's got to fertilize. He's got to plant the seed. He's got to weed it constantly. He's got to water it, make sure it's right. Then he gains something from it. There are so many young people today. I'll take that back. There are so many people, forget the young, that back up to the stove of life, and what they want from it is heat. But they don't want to put no wood into it. See, they want to get everything out of life, but they don't want to put anything into it. If you put in through this hole, it's the same hole that comes out of it. You're going to get out what you put in. Zig Ziglar used to say, and I thought it was one of the best quotes that he ever had, if you do more than you're paid to do, you will eventually get paid more for what you do. Bob Dyan was his worker for us at Keller Independent School District. And he was actually in charge of physics and the science department and so forth, but he was an ex-football coach. So Bob Dyan, on his spare time, worked for us in the athletic department and was an unpaid assistant athletic director. And the superintendent got used to him working like he did and identifying him with the athletic program. When I left the athletic program, resigned and left, they didn't interview anybody for athletic director. They hired Bob Dyan. When you do more for what you're paid to do, you'll eventually get paid more for what you do. See, when you're sitting around and you're saying, it ain't my job, well, let me tell you, it ain't never going to be your job. Work ethic. The number one thing that employers today are looking for is not skill. The number one thing people are looking for today is work ethic. They want to know if you're willing to prime the pump. They want to know, are you willing to put something in order to get something out? What are we talking about work ethic this week? Do the curriculum. When you listen to the tape, do you get something out of it? I mean, really listen. If that's all you do, if you really listen to it, do you get something out of it? The moral of the stories. If you write the answers and discuss the answers, are you priming the pump? You bet. You're putting something in, or are you getting something out of it? Do you answer and do your evaluation on Friday? See, I've had people, now very few, but they say, I didn't get anything out of the curriculum. Curriculum wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I said, really, but tell me how you did it. We did it once a week. Oh, really? Yeah, we did it once a week, and what we did was I just told the story. Well, I can't imagine why you didn't get more out of it. What'd you put into it? 10 minutes of telling a story? You told a story on Thursday night, and you don't know why you didn't get more out of it? You don't put in 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. You're not going to get everything out of it. See, when you put in 15 minutes a day, you're talking about putting in through this hole. Well, guess what hole it comes out of? The fourth goal this week is developing the work ethic, and it's developing the work ethic by priming the pump and doing the curriculum correctly. And that is what's going to make you the best you that you can be.